welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving headfirst into the political equivalent of a Thunderdome, a clash of ideologies so stark, it makes the Hatfields and McCoys look like they were just arguing over a slightly used spork. We're talking, of course, about the policy differences between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. This is about healthcare, immigration, the very air we breathe, and whether or not we'll all be living in a Mad Max-style dystopia by 2025. So buckle up, grab your thinking caps, or if you're feeling ambitious, a replica of the Constitution. And let's unpack the key policy differences between these two political heavyweights. Let's get started. Alright, let's start with the big one, healthcare. It's a topic that has been at the forefront of political debates for years. Kamala Harris is a proponent of Medicare for all, aiming for affordable healthcare for everyone. She believes that healthcare is a fundamental right, not a privilege. Think of it like a giant safety net, catching people before they plummet into medical debt. It's about ensuring that no one has to choose between paying for medicine or rent. Trump, on the other hand, spent a good chunk of his presidency trying to dismantle the Affordable Care Act. He argued that it was too costly and inefficient. He rolled back the individual mandate and expanded access to short-term health plans, which are about as comprehensive as a napkin in a hurricane. These plans often leave people vulnerable when they need coverage the most. Harris wants to expand the Affordable Care Act, lower the Medicare eligibility age, and tackle prescription drug costs. She envisions a system where everyone has access to necessary medications without financial strain. So on one hand, you have Harris, advocating for universal health care and lower drug prices. Her vision is one of inclusivity and comprehensive care for all. On the other, you have Trump, who seemed to view healthcare as a privilege, not a right. His policies often favored market-driven solutions and reduced government intervention. The choice, as they say, is yours. It's a decision that will shape the future of healthcare in this country, affecting millions of lives. Let's move on to the topic of immigration, an issue that's been hotly debated for as long as America has been a country, shaping its very identity. Kamala Harris believes in a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants, and she is committed to protecting DACA recipients who were brought to the U.S. as children. Donald Trump, on the other hand, ramped up border security measures and implemented a controversial travel ban targeting several Muslim-majority countries, along with enacting a zero-tolerance policy for illegal border crossings, leading to family separations. So on one hand, you have Harris, advocating for compassion and a more humane approach to immigration policies. On the other, you have Trump, who viewed immigration as a significant threat to national security. Immigration is a complex and multifaceted issue, but one approach is based on fear and division, while the other is deeply rooted in empathy and understanding. And that, my friends, is a message worth remembering as we navigate these challenging times. Alright, let's talk about climate change, which is either the greatest existential threat facing humanity or a hoax perpetrated by Big Windmill, depending on who you ask. Kamala Harris supports the Green New Deal, aiming for 100% renewable energy and millions of green jobs, which could transform our economy and create a sustainable future. Trump, on the other hand, pulled the U.S. out of the Paris Agreement and rolled back environmental regulations, arguing that they hurt businesses and economic growth. So, on one hand you have Harris, listening to scientists and embracing renewable energy. On the other, you have Trump, burning fossil fuels, and essentially telling future generations, good luck dealing with this whole climate change thing. The stakes couldn't be higher. Climate change is a big, scary problem, but we're not powerless. We have the technology and the knowledge to make a difference. We need leaders who are willing to stand up to the fossil fuel industry and invest in renewable energy, ensuring a cleaner, healthier planet for future generations. And that, my friends, is where the choice becomes clear. The choice is yours. Will you support a sustainable future or continue down the path of fossil fuels? Let's talk about the economy, shall we? Kamala Harris believes in progressive taxation and raising the minimum wage. Trump subscribed to the trickle-down theory of economics, slashing taxes for corporations and the wealthy. So on one hand, you have Harris, advocating for a more equitable economy. On the other, you have Trump, who believed that giving money to the wealthy would benefit everyone else. Economics is complex, but one approach prioritizes the needs of the many, while the other benefits the few, and that, my friends, is a distinction worth noting. Alright, let's talk about gun control. Kamala Harris believes in common-sense gun control measures like universal background checks and an assault weapon ban. Trump opposed even the most basic gun control measures. So, on one hand, you have Harris, advocating for common-sense gun control measures. On the other, you have Trump, who believed the Second Amendment gives you the right to own any weapon you want. The Second Amendment is important, but the right to own a gun shouldn't supersede the right to live in a safe society. And that, my friends, is a balance we need to find. The choice is yours. Choose wisely. Let's talk about education. Kamala Harris believes in investing in public education, giving teachers the resources they need, and making college affordable. Trump supported school choice and voucher programs, which often divert funds away from public schools. So on one hand, you have Harris, advocating for a strong public education system. On the other, you have Trump, who seemed more interested in privatizing education. Education is the foundation of any successful society. We need to invest in our future. And that, my friends, is a goal worth striving for. The choice is yours. Alright folks, buckle up because we're about to enter the wild, wacky world of foreign policy. Kamala Harris believes in engaging with our allies and addressing global challenges through cooperation and diplomacy. Trump subscribed to the America First approach, withdrawing from international agreements and alienating our allies. So, on one hand, you have Harris, advocating for diplomacy and cooperation. On the other, you have Trump, who viewed foreign policy as a zero-sum game. Foreign policy is complicated, but one approach is based on cooperation, while the other is rooted in isolationism. And that, my friends, is a choice with profound consequences. The choice is yours. So there you have it, folks. The key policy differences between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump laid bare for all to see. Ultimately, the choice is yours. These are issues that affect all of us, from the healthcare we receive to the air we breathe to the future of our planet. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. See you next time.